Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Wisconsin.
Cooling off here in Milwaukee, isn't it? And we welcome you from Miller Park. We are set for the fourth and final game of this series. It's the Brew Crew and the Miami Marlins. And last night, the Brewers, behind an unlikely source, Matt Clark, a September call-up. He drove in a pair last night, including his first career Major League homer. Frankie Rodriguez got back on the horse and got the save, his 40th of the season. The Brewers, a much-needed win, a 4-1 final, and shaking hands for the first time in a while. And they're hoping that becomes common practice. Matt Clark, he's back in the starting lineup tonight. And the Brewers find themselves 4.5 back of the Giants for the top wild card spot. But they have a chance tonight to get within a half game of the second wild card spot. And it is also a day, September 11th, that we remember under the theme under Major League Baseball, we shall not forget. Great to have you with us, everybody, alongside Bill Schroeder, celebrating his 20th year in the broadcast booth. I'm Brian Anderson. Great to have you with us tonight because the Brewers will wrap up this series, and Rock, they go for the series split against the Marlins, and they're going to give the ball to a guy who has been quite a surprise in that starting rotation.
Yeah, there's been a lot of inconsistency on this Brewers ball club over the last 2.5 weeks, but one guy that it makes starts every fifth day has been as consistent as anybody in all of baseball. 5-1 record. Look at the earned run average, a 194 earned run average. And when he goes out there on the mound, he very rarely, if ever, gets into trouble. I mean, clean innings just about every time out. He beat the St. Louis Cardinals earlier on this homestand. Needs to come up big again today. The Brewers not in a position where they can afford any more losses this year. They got to continue to play well, win games, and Mike Fiers is just the guy to do that. He's been outstanding.
16 games remaining in the regular season schedule. Mike Fiers, who is from the Miami area, will get the ball against the Miami Marlins. Been a lot of talk about hitting approach, hitting to all fields. Craig and Davey will explore that topic when we come back.
Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards. By Miller Lite, now in the original can, it's Miller time. By Toyota, let's go places. And by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Welcome back to Miller Park. There's Carlos Gomez. I guess moments ago he came out in Matt Garza's jersey. It was the old switcheroozy. You know, you don't even think about it when you put your jersey on, do you, Davey?
No, not at all, because it's hanging right there. You just put it on, and believe me, it's easy to do. I've done it before.
All right, fun stuff. Team's in a good mood. They won last night, and we want to show you one of the reasons why this team wins when they out-hit their opponents by showing you how this Brewer team hits by direction. And Davey, take us through it. It's the three fields that they use very well.
That's right. You have to have great plate coverage. And right here you see Ryan Braun let the ball travel deep to him. It's away. He's going to drive it to right field. Not only does he drive it, he hits it out of the ballpark. He let the ball travel. Now, look at Lucroy right here. Ball right down the middle of the plate. He hits it out in front of the plate and drives dead central field. Dead central, but center field. And now look at here. Look at Rami. He's letting that ball inside. He's reaching out in front of it and driving it to left field. And not only drives it to left, he drives it out. And he meets the ball out in front. You just got to have good hitters have plate coverage inside, middle, and away.
Well, and here's the Brewers hit by direction this season. A little more to left and center. It's very balanced, and to right 27% of the time, too. And Jonathan Lucroy, a big double to right in the game in yesterday as well. So it's the Brewers and the Marlins. Mike Fiers on the hill, ready to roll. He's going to need some offense from his catcher and the rest of the crew. Milwaukee trying to win a second game in a row since August 25th. It's coming up next.
Mike Fiers on the mound tonight. He has been the best the Brewers have had to offer in the starting rotation over the last month or so. And it's Fiers' turn again tonight. Hopefully he can keep it going. This Brewers-Marlins series on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. 50 degrees outside Miller Park. Got that fall feel in the air. The roof is all closed up, as are the panels. And the Brewers are trying to earn a split in this 4-game series against the Miami Marlins. Very talented young lineup here that Mike Redmond puts out every night. Lineup brought to you by Associated Bank. You've got Yelich, Solano, and Stanton at the top. McGee, Ozuna, Jones in the middle. Same for all 4 games. Echeverria, Mathis gets a call behind the plate for the first time, and Nathan Eovaldi will be on the mound. Ozuna's had a big series. He's homered in each of his last 4 games against Milwaukee. He's homered in the first 3 of this series. Christian Yelich leads off, fires first pitch, is in there, and away we go.
Well, Mike Fiers has been outstanding in his 6 starts so far this year. 10 games overall, 5-2, 5-1 as a starter with an earned run average of 2.03. And last start here at Miller Park was against St. Louis. Picked up a win, 6 2/3, gave up only 2 runs. He's 0-2 against the Marlins, and both of those losses and starts came back in 2012.
And Yelich takes a strike. Little change up from Mike Fiers. Yelich coming in batting .297. And since August 11th, the most hits and the best batting average in all of Major League Baseball during a significant stretch of a month. And down he goes. Fiers strikes him out. On 4 pitches, he picks up his first K, and that's how his night begins.
And pretty good defensive unit for the Milwaukee Brewers in last night's ball game. Gerardo Parra gets a start in left field. Chris Davis sits this one out. Gomez and Braun round out the outfield. Ramirez, Segura, Jeanette, and Matt Clark getting his 3rd start over at first base. Big night at the plate last night, and Lucroy back behind home plate.
Clark with 2 RBIs last night, had his first career Major League home run last night. And he gets the call once again. Braun is back after missing 2 games. Chris Davis is dealing with a little bit of a forearm injury, so Parra gets the start in left field as Solano takes strike 1. Marlins haven't changed their lineup much, 1 through 6 in this series. He's got Mathis in there catching tonight, does Mike Redmond, with Echeverria batting 7th. But why change it? This ball club's played well. They took 2 out of 3 from Atlanta before they arrived in Milwaukee. They have won the first, or 2 of the first 3 games here in this series.
And have found themselves right back into the wild card race, and not too far behind, 4.5 back.
Marlins 4.5 back of the 2nd wild card spot, occupied by the Pirates currently. Pittsburgh is underway in Philadelphia tonight, and the Pirates have a 1-0 lead early in that game. That's a game we'll be tracking all night long. That game's in the 4th inning. The Giants played earlier today, and they beat the Diamondbacks, so they're putting some distance between themselves and the wild card number 2 at this point. Matter of fact, the Giants still feel like they can win that division. By the numbers, they certainly can. San Francisco just 2 back now of Los Angeles with their win today. So a lot of baseball, a lot to be determined, and whoever gets hot down the stretch of all these groups that are fighting for these spots is going to make it. Solano, a bouncing ball, hits the heel of Ramirez's glove, and Solano will reach.
Yeah, Fiers left that breaking pitch up in the strike zone. Solano able to wait back long enough. And Ramirez on the backhand knocked it down and saved at least a double. Probably would have been a double had he not knocked it down. But Ramirez would probably tell you he should have made the play. He makes this play. Came up on him just a little bit. So the Marlins have the first base runner of the night. That'll be a base hit.
And here is Giancarlo Stanton. Stanton has been relatively quiet in this series. He did homer in the first game, hit an opposite field home run. Marlins won the first 2 games of this series, and the Brewers have been able to have success with a steady diet of inside fastballs against Stanton, inside and up.
Yeah, better be careful though. You leave one out over the plate, you might not get it back. He stands off the plate pretty far. And that tells you that he likes the ball out away from him.
Stanton did walk twice yesterday and ranks in first in most of the major offensive categories. Homers, RBIs. He leads the league in OPS as well. And he looks like the favorite for the MVP award if he has a strong finish. Got a chance to hit 40 home runs this year. Would be just the second Marlin to hit 40 homers. The other was Gary Sheffield a couple of decades ago.
Yeah, hit an opposite field home run here at Miller Park on Monday. Good power to all fields.
A ball and a strike just underway from Miller Park tonight. Glad you're with us. Fires missing inside. That's the pitch the Brewers have gotten Stanton to swing at a lot. He's broken a ton of bats in this series.
He's got a good eye at the plate, although he does strike out a lot. He walks a lot too, and very patient at the plate.
Now the National League leader in that category as well, as you saw. 2 balls and a strike. And he lines one to left. Parra is there for out number 2.
That's that new pitch for Fires, the cut fastball. Got him down on the end. Yeah, Stanton thought he had a good one to hit, and that ball just takes a little bit of a cut as it gets to home plate and got him down on the end.
Just enough, right? And that's all the difference in the world for a pitcher, to keep it off the sweet spot of the bat.
Yeah, short and late. Much better than big and early.
So 2 outs. Here is Casey McGee. He did some damage against Milwaukee in game 2. Hit a 9th inning 2-run home run. McGee has not hit the home run ball that often this year. He has just 4. But he's driven in a boatload. 70 ribbies. Coming off a year in Japan last year where he hit 28 home runs. Casey is also among the National League hits leaders in his return to the big leagues.
And another guy that's going to shoot the ball all over the diamond. Doesn't pull it all that often. You can't shift on him. Opens up some holes. That's why he's been able to get all these hits. Pretty much straight away for Casey McGee. Maybe Jeanette a little bit up the middle.
Two outs in the inning. Fires trying to get through this first. Got Solano at first base, and he looks like he wants to run. Stays put. McGee takes a ball down and in. It's been a big part of the Marlins game plan concerning McGee. They do try to steal bases when he's at the plate. Stanton has 2 stolen bases in this series, setting up McGee with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, trying to steal a base because you want to get into scoring position with McGee at the plate. And last time we talked about McGee not being a power threat, he hit one out on K-Rod. So we're not going to go there.
Nope. We've seen McGee's power in this ballpark. Had a couple of nice years for the Brewers. That 2010 season was a huge year for him in Milwaukee. Drove in over 100 runs. There goes Solano. McGee in the right field. On the run is Braun. The ball slicing, and it's in the seats. And not a whole lot of room out there in right. Good to see Braun back in the lineup tonight. Rock a couple of days off with the hand injury. And the Brewers are hoping that those 2 days, even though he did pinch hit on Tuesday night, they're hoping he'll come back healthy. And when Braun, typically when he has a couple of days off, he usually comes back swinging the bat very well.
Yeah, but a nice job by Parra filling in for him. 3 hits, an RBI in 2 games. Excellent defense, but he's out and left tonight.
1 ball, 2 strikes on McGee. And a called strike 3. Fires, hits the edge. McGee not pleased. Couple of strikeouts for Fiers in his first inning. Now the Brewers coming up. Half for the Marlins. Mike Fiers with a couple of strikeouts. Big Carlos Gomez fans in the stands here tonight. Ron Renneke, year number 4, trying to make it postseason number 2 in his tenure as the Brewers skipper. Brewers right now game and a half back. That second wild card spot, a big one tonight. He's got Gomez back in the leadoff spot. Jeanette, then Jonathan Lucroy. Middle of the order is Aramis Ramirez, Ryan Braun, and Gerardo Parra. Matt Clark making his 3rd start as a major leaguer. Gene Segura at short. Mike Fiers rounds out the Associated Bank batting order.
And Nathan Eovaldi making his 30th start of the year. He's been able to stay healthy out there. Big guy, throws hard, averages about 97 miles an hour with his fastball. You see the walk to strikeout ratio, one of the best walk totals in all the National League. Doesn't walk anybody. 130 punch outs. And he's had a tough time winning lately. He's lost 4 in a row in 7 of his last 8 decisions.
Nathan Eovaldi, hard throwing right-hander that the Marlins got from the Dodgers. And before the first pitch, already a meeting at the mound. That's a first.
Yeah. That's usually Saltalamacchia behind home plate. Eovaldi looking in saying, hey, you're not Jared. You think he knew that Saltalamacchia wasn't catching?
I hope so.
Who are you?
Gomez with 4 hits in the series, has a couple of doubles. And a shot right off the mound. And into center field, a base hit. Carlos Gomez whistles one back through the box, and the Brewers have a base runner to start this one tonight. Carlos Gomez trying to shake it up a little bit, going with the Matt Garza jersey before the game, seeing if anybody would notice. They did. Maybe he didn't notice. He got the right jersey. You think they put Garza's in his locker?
Yeah, he probably just, I did that on purpose. I knew that. I just hope that yesterday's win and very opportunistic offense, you get a big spark out of Matt Clark. You hope that that's going to get this offense going for the remainder of the season. It's been down for quite some time, and you just don't know what's going to jumpstart the offense. Maybe last night.
Scooter Gennett, a .298 hitter coming in, has 9 homers, 51 runs batted in. Gomez with 30 steals at first. Looks like he wants to run. And Gennett takes a strike. Scooter with 4 hits in the series. Does have an RBI, has a couple of doubles in this series as well. He's got a .330 on base percentage, and his slugging percentage is at .456. That is a .786 OPS. That is the leader among National League second basemen currently.
He's done a nice job getting on base. He's driven in some big runs. Been a nice surprise. And the thing about Jeanette that nobody talks too much about is the fact that he's been very good at second base. Good defensively, something that he's worked on very hard when he was in the minor leagues.
Now, all 9 of Jeanette's homers and all 51 of his RBIs have come against right-handed pitching. Typically doesn't start against left-handed starting pitchers. He does have a number of at-bats against left-handed pitchers. And that'll be the real test next season for Jeanette when he becomes an everyday player. Right now he's in a platoon with Ricky Weeks at second base. Brewers are in the middle of a long stretch of games against right-handed starting pitchers.
Yeah, not many starting left-handers in the National League Central. And after tonight, that's all the Brewers are going to be facing. And that puts Ricky Weeks on the bench.
No balls, 2 strikes. Gomez with a leadoff single. And Jeanette lines one right to Solano. That's going to turn into a double play. So Gomez started and couldn't get back on the line drive by Jeanette.
And it just takes a couple of steps. That's all it takes to get doubled off. Let's check out the Marlins defense. A little bit shaky in last night's ball game. Cost the Marlins a run. Yelich, Ozuna, and Stanton in the outfield. Outstanding defensively out there for the Marlins. McGee, Hechavarria, Solano, and Jones. Same infield. The only change, Jeff Mathis. 46th start behind home plate this year. Excellent defender.
Backup catcher to Jared Saltalamacchia. And Eovaldi zips one in at 97 on Jonathan Lucroy. Lucroy back in the 3 spot tonight, even with the return of Ryan Braun. Braun hitting 5th this evening. And Lucroy, a 300 hitter, starting play today. Lucroy still chasing that doubles record. He had his 50th double. 3rd Brewer in franchise history with 50 doubles in a season. Joins Overbay and Ramirez in that category.
Yeah, doubled down the right field line last night. He doubled in this series right down the left field line. Very tough to pitch to, very tough to defend, and the Marlins right now are straight away on him, infield and outfield.
See, Overbay has the franchise record. His first tour here in Milwaukee set that in 04. Ramirez had a 50 double season in 2012. Lucroy with those 50 doubles. His nearest challenger is Freddie Freeman of the Braves, who has 39. No other player in the National League with 40 at this point. Paul Goldschmidt with 39 doubles as well. He had a good chance to lead the league. He and Lucroy were going back and forth before Goldschmidt had a season ending hand injury. And Lucroy into center field, a base hit.
Well, all 3 Brewer hitters have hit the ball hard against Eovaldi, who just threw a slider to Lucroy with 2 strikes. They would have punched it into center field. That's what we're talking about. You know, the approach for Lucroy, not trying to pull. You try and pull this pitch, it's an easy out. Goes right with it, back through the middle. Look at the way he goes down and gets it. Tries to level out that swing and lines it into center field. Some kind of hitter, Jonathan Lucroy.
So 2 hits in the inning. And here is Aramis Ramirez. Eovaldi hits the outside corner for a strike. Ramos is 10th in the league. Lucroy 9th in the National League in batting. Ramirez at 298, and he hits one sharply, but right at Solano, who will make the play to first to end the inning. A couple of hits, scoreless first inning. Marcell Ozuna will lead off when we come back. ...2014, and a day we shall not forget. Pledge taken 13 years ago all across Major League Baseball, and see it on the bases, you see it on the hats of the players, the American flag patch. The proceeds of these caps with these flags on them go to the 9/11 Memorial and Museum. So it is a day of reflection and a day of remembrance.
Have you been through that?
I have.
Yeah, I went there this year.
Very impactful.
Yes, it is. Powerful stuff.
And of course, the Brewers still wearing the Bruce patches on their sleeve the rest of the season to honor Bruce Side, Brewers amateur scouting director, who passed away last week. And Mike Fiers was the first of the Bruce Side draft picks to make it to the big leagues. Back in 2012, he's part of that 09 draft. Marcell Ozuna leads off for the Marlins. He's been a tough out for the Brewers in this series. He's 6 for 11, has 3 homers, driven in 4 runs. He scored 5 runs.
Having a terrific season. Look at the numbers. 22 homers, 83 RBIs, outside shot at 100. He's going to have to get real hot. 22 home runs when you play in that ballpark that they play in Miami. That is something else. That is about as big a ballpark as there ever has been.
He has flashed some big time power in this series. He hit one off the scoreboard on Monday night, a 450+ foot blast, and then he sent one deep into right center up in the Loge level last night. Very few right-handed hitters go up there, and Ozuna did it easily. Fiers, hits the edge, strike 2.
Every one of his home runs in this series, you know, the swings that he's taken don't look like a swing that you would expect from a big power hitter. Nice and easy, bat speed at the point of contact. Ball just jumps off his bat.
Payoff pitch, and Ozuna hits a sharp one over to third. Ramirez makes a play for out number 1.
So he gave a changeup right there. Changeup on the 3-2 pitch, and Had him out in front. That's the thing about Fiers. I mean, he's got those 4 pitches now. He has that cutter, curveball, the big curveball. It seems like he's having a difficult time throwing that pitch for strikes. But he got the out on the changeup. Thrown a couple of them already.
One gone for Garrett Jones. Fiers gave up an infield hit to Solano in the first inning on a hard hit ground ball towards third. And Jones takes a strike. Mike Fiers joined the rotation on the 9th of August. This is his 7th start. Has 6 quality starts. All 6 of his outings have been a quality start. That's at least 6 innings, at least 3 runs or fewer. And since he arrived to the big leagues as a starter on August 9th, has the 5th lowest ERA. There's a called strike 3. Garrett Jones is rung up.
Boy, how about those 2 fastballs? The first one and the last one right on the edge. That's some good zip on that baseball. 90 miles an hour. When I say zip, it means it's coming out of his hand nicely and catches the outside corner right there. Look at Lucroy hold it nicely. For Jeff Kellogg, the home plate umpire, saying, take a look at that. It doesn't get any better than that. Call it a strike. It's called framing the ball.
And Lucroy, one of the best in the business at it. Adeiny Echeverria with 2 away. Elevated in the lineup 1 spot here tonight. Mathis his 8th. Echeverria hitting 7th. I think every player looks forward to facing his hometown team. Fiers grew up in the Miami area. Went to high school in Deerfield Beach, just outside Miami. Played his college ball at Nova Southeastern. That's in Fort Lauderdale. He calls Miami home and was a Marlins fan when he was growing up. Fiers is 29 years of age. He remembers those late 90s Marlins ball clubs. Echeverria in the air to Braun. This will be easy enough. And a 1-2-3 inning for Mike Fiers. Picks up another strikeout. 2 scoreless for Fiers. We head to the bottom of the 2nd. Brewers Marlins series on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Thursday night here at Miller Park, we remind you that Saturday MLB returns to Fox. It's the Yankees and the Orioles, and then on Fox Sports 1, the Padres and the D-backs. Action starts at 11:30 a.m. Central on Fox, continues at 6:30 p.m. Central on FS1, streaming live on Fox Sports Go as well. Ryan Braun leads off, bottom of the second inning. Brewers and the Marlins scoreless. Eovaldi giving up 2 hits in the first. Got a line drive out that turned into a double play. But the Brewers hit the ball hard off Eovaldi in that first inning.
Yeah, all 4 hitters hit it right on the nose.
Braun batting 5th tonight after 2 days out of the starting lineup. Injury that started as a thumb injury, a nerve injury, that is still there, but it is also turned into a tweak of his hand. All on that same right hand. It's not a great combination for a hitter. Hits that one hard into right center field. Ozuna will watch this one go. Ryan Braun with a home run. Couple of days off, and Braun with the power bat, number 19 of the season.
Well, way back out there in right center. What a nice swing by Braun. Well, he needed that, and the Brewers needed it too. They need to get him hot. That might be the start of it. That's where this pitch ends up, out over the plate, and Ryan Braun loves it out there. That's why he stands off the plate so far. And drives out. He knew it right away. A little tug of the jersey means I got it. And Ryan Braun just watches that one fly out of here. Our Powerball home run count for Ryan Braun, number 19.
Here's Gerardo Parra, who takes a strike. And by the way, for Ryan Braun, that is career home run number 230. Significant in that it ties him with Prince Fielder for second all time on the Brewers home run list. Robin Yount is the franchise leader, 251. So Braun tied with Prince. And Braun puts the Brewers on the board first here tonight. First home run for Ryan Braun since August 31st.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's been a while for Ryan. That was back in what, San Diego? Hit it off Stoltz, I believe. Actually hit one in San Fran. I'm sorry.
Yeah, off Lincecum. Final game of that series against the Giants. Parra pulls one to the right side. That is Jones, and he'll flip it to Eovaldi for the first out. So one gone. And here comes Matt Clark, and you figure he's going to get a nice hand as he strides to the plate.
Yeah, big home run in last night's ball game, but just as impressive was his sacrifice fly to left field. Able to drive in a run, man at third, less than 2. Hit a line fly ball to left, and what a nice approach on that baseball. Looks pretty comfortable up there at the plate.
That was his first major league RBI, and then had his first major league homer. On the ground to Solano, and there is out number 2.
Eovaldi going with nothing but hard stuff. He's got the slider working, the fastball. It goes about 97, 98 miles an hour. I mean, that's what he averages throughout a game. I mean, 96 point something, about 97. And that firm slider at about 88, 89. It doesn't really have that big off-speed pitch to go to.
Gene Segura takes a strike from Eovaldi.
And having said that, he's only allowed 13 home runs this year. Not too bad.
That was a great website that tracks velocities, all kinds of things, but it's called Fangraphs. And Fangraphs has Eovaldi as the 3rd best average fastball velocity among major league starters. He is behind Yordano Ventura of the Royals, Garrett Richards of the Angels. Eovaldi averages 95.8 miles per hour. We saw him with the Dodgers when he first came up. He was sent to the Marlins in that deal that involved Hanley Ramirez. That was back in 2012. That was a trade deadline deal. Segura up the middle. Echeverria ranges over and just does get him at first. 3 ground ball outs after the Ryan Braun home run. 2 days off, Braun finds the barrel and sends one deep out of here into the Toyota territory. 1-0 Brew Crew.
Should say Ryan Braun with his 19th home run. That's what we're talking about. Robin Yount. It's Robin Yount bobblehead day this Sunday. The Brewers host the Reds, and all fans at Miller Park get a bobblehead of the Brewers all-time hits leader courtesy of Robert Hack Diamonds. Call 414-902-4000 or go to brewers.com today.
Braun now trailing only Robin Yount, the franchise home run leaderboard. 1-0 Crew as we head to the 3rd inning. Mike Fiers off to a good start. He has allowed just 1 hit, an infield hit to Donovan Solano. 3 strikeouts thus far for Fiers. And he'll face Jeff Mathis to start the inning. Mathis, Evaldi the pitcher, and then to the top of the order Christian Yelich. First ball swinging. Fly ball, shallow center. Gomez is there for out number 1. And let's check in with Sophia for more on Mike Fiers.
Well, Mike Fiers has come up with big starts when the Brewers needed them. His last start on Friday snapped the Brewers' 9-game losing streak. And Ron Renneke, when asked about the consistency of Fiers, all 6 of his starts being quality starts, he said it's very similar to that 2012 run that he went on. The stuff, the command, the deception, all there. And since he's been called up on August 9th, his ERA, like you mentioned earlier, Brian, 5th in the National League at 1.94, and his strikeout numbers coming into tonight, 46, also 3rd most in the National League. And Rock, the big buzzword when you talk about Fiers is the deception. So when you're catching a guy like him, why is the ball so tough to pick up for a hitter? And can you think of any similar pitchers who have that kind of style or delivery?
Yeah, hiding the baseball makes a fastball at 90 seem a lot quicker than that. But what it does is he hides the baseball very well in a couple of different ways. He brings his glove up. He doesn't take the baseball out of the glove until the last minute. Then he turns his back, and then his body hides the baseball. There are a lot of pitchers that do that, but I think that what makes Fiers so deceptive is the fact that he has the big curveball that he keeps down in the strike zone, and he elevates the fastball with 2 strikes. And that's the pitch that they have the most trouble with. When you throw the high fastball, like a Burt Blyleven used to do, high fastball, big curveball, it comes out pretty much in the same arc out of the hand. And hitters have even a more difficult time picking it up.
Fiers would say that his confidence is the reason why he is having so much success this year, and it really started in AAA as the deal strike one to Yelich. Fiers, he was a bit devastated when he didn't make the big league starting rotation, but understood why. The Brewers were pretty well stacked in their rotation to begin the year, but he went to AAA and he pitched well there. His numbers at AAA Nashville this season: 8-5 record, 2.5 ERA, and a strikeout to walk ratio a little over 7-1. And he's actually been a little bit better than that with his earned run average here in the big leagues. And he says it's all about confidence, knowing that my 90-mile-an-hour fastball makes a difference when I have command of a changeup and a little cut fastball. And that's a hard step to get over, I would imagine. Fiers did have a great run in 2012. Nobody better than Fiers for that 6-week span in 2012 when he was called up.
And his 6 starts this year, 7 walks, 49 strikeouts. I mean, that's unbelievable. That's 7-1 strikeouts to walks, and he doesn't hurt himself. He doesn't beat himself with the base on balls.
1-2 to Yelich, and a swing and a miss. Fiers picks up his 4th K, and he is off to a roaring start here tonight.
Hoodie weather,
Definitely.
maybe hat weather, a little bit cold here in Milwaukee. That brings us to tonight's having the game winner, the Walleye Lodge Resort in Pearson. That's just northeast of Anago. If they call the Brewers in the next 24 hours, they get 40 Miller Lite beer pen tickets to a Brewers home game of April and May of next year. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
You've been very geographically sound this year.
All because of Mike Faulkner, the guy to your left. He knows his state better than anybody. Of course, that Matt back in the booth helps him a bit.
Mike Fiers leads off for the Brewers.
But he does do the work.
Thanks for letting us, offer up a little surprise. You really didn't have a choice, but if you weren't with us, our Brewers Live pregame show, we unveiled about a 5-minute video in tribute to Bill Schroeder in his 20th year in the booth. And
that was nice.
We had some fun with it. Great job putting that together. Our entire team led by Brad Weimer, and we wanted to recognize you tonight because we're having our big annual crew party tonight. So
I appreciate that. That was nice.
20 years you're still at it.
And I thought I was talking about Matt Clark on the pregame. But that means a lot. I appreciate it. Everybody involved. Brad did a nice job putting that together, and you, of course, up here. And it's been so much fun working with everybody. You know, a lot of the folks that work in the production truck and the camera people have been here every year that I've been doing this.
Yep.
I mean, it's been a consistent group of people for the most part that have been behind the scenes doing all the work here on these Brewers broadcasts.
Fires strikes out for the first out. And our thanks to Jim Paschke and Darren Sutton, Matt Vasgersian, all of your former partners, Len Casper, for giving us their time and sending the video clips. We had some nice testimonials. A lot of the Brewers players and personnel had some nice thoughts as well. So sometimes you got to step back and appreciate what you have, and we certainly do appreciate you, Rock. Appreciate all these years, and our fearless leader. Gomez lines one down the left field line. This is going to go for extras. Carlos Gomez is 2 for 2 against Eovaldi tonight. And the Brewers have a one-out double here in the third.
Yeah, Brewers are making some pretty solid contact on Eovaldi tonight. Only got the one run to show for it. They've hit some balls right on the nose all night. And Gomez lining that pitch, a slider that just stayed in the middle part of the plate. And Gomez with that big hack, looks like that wrist is feeling just fine, thank you very much. And rips that one down the left field line.
He's hit the ball sharply twice. A single and a double. He's in scoring position for Scooter Gennett, who lined out in what would end up as a double play with Gomez too far off the bag. And a ground ball to Jones. Eovaldi is there. Second out of the inning. Gomez does advance. The 2 men are out for Lucroy. '24-year-old Nathan Eovaldi, hard-throwing right-hander. As we're quickly through the Brewers order, despite the 4 hits, Braun homered off of him to start the second inning. Throwing a lot of strikes here tonight.
Yeah, only 6 pitch out of the strike zone for Eovaldi. I'd say he's been efficient tonight so far, first 3 innings.
Nathan Eovaldi's from the hometown of one of the most legendary flamethrowers in Major League Baseball history. See if you can guess who it is. Eovaldi is from Alvin, Texas.
Kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
Now, Nolan Ryan was from Alvin. That was kind of part of our Texas history class. I didn't know if, when you were growing up, I didn't know if that was common knowledge around.
That wasn't part of the New Jersey curriculum.
It wasn't?
No.
Nolan Ryan biographical information?
No.
I think I did my book reports on Nolan Ryan for about 6 straight years.
Now, we focused on guys like Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
You know, Woodrow Wilson.
Right.
That kind of stuff. Stuff that's somewhat insignificant to the folks
that
in
are
Texas.
almost as important as Nolan Ryan, you're saying. Nolan now an employee of the Houston Astros, and his son Reed is the CEO of the Astros. 2-1 to Lucroy. Got Gomez at third. And Lucroy takes a pitch off the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Somewhat of a short armor out there, Eovaldi, and throws across his body. And guys that do that typically hide the baseball well. We talk about Fires hiding it well. Hasn't thrown too many off-speed pitches other than that slider tonight. He did throw one to Gennett. He grounded out.
A strike. Hit the outside corner, a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Eovaldi has just 1 victory since late June. That win came against Cincinnati on August 8th. He has lost 4 consecutive decisions. Took a no decision his last time out against Atlanta. Went 6 1/3 in that game with 3 earned runs. He struck out 7.
It was stuff like that. I guess it's because of the lack of a big off-speed pitch, you know, change-up, curveball. In fact, he's been getting hit around a little bit in the second half. He's lost 7 of his last 8 decisions. Although he's pitched pretty well in some of those starts. Not a lot of run support.
We'll see if Lucroy can pick up a 2-out RBI. 3-2 pitch, and it's down and in, ball 4. Lucroy draws the walk, and that'll bring up Ramirez. First and third for Milwaukee here in the 3rd inning.
Man, he doesn't walk many either, Evaldi. You can tell why. I mean, pounds of strike zone. Less than 2 walks per 9 innings for this guy. So normally you go up there swinging the bat. He's not going to walk you typically.
So here is Ramirez. Always hunting that first pitch strike. Ramos grounded out to second in the 1st inning. Hit it sharply, but right at Solano. Ramos had 3 hits on Tuesday night in a Brewers loss. Ramirez had a hit last night. Brewers beat the Marlins 4-1 last night, their first win of the series. Milwaukee took 2 out of 3 from Miami earlier in May in Miami. A little half swing foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Ramos showing signs of starting to get hot, and the fact that he's driving the ball hard to the opposite field. Went through a stretch where it seemed like he wanted to pull everything. A lot of ground out to short.
Ramirez has been outstanding in spots like this. 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. He's hitting .362 this year. And Ramirez hammers that one left field. Yelich going back, and he can't get it. And it one hops out. That'll be a ground rule double, which will actually cost the Brewers a run. Lucroy back to 3rd. Ramirez with an RBI double makes it 2-0.
Well, he smokes this baseball. Got a pitch that he could pull and lined it over the head of Yelich, which is no small task. Pretty good outfielder out there in the left. There's that fastball, middle in. Ramirez likes it in there, and he just hooks it and hammers it over the head of Yelich. And that ball stayed in play. Lucroy probably scores. So once again, Ramos Ramirez starting to heat up.
And that .362 batting average with 2 outs and runners in scoring position is going up. Here's Braun now. He ripped a home run to right center his last time up, put the Brewers on the board. And that's what it looks like. Brewers franchise history. Braun tying Prince Fielder with that home run. Now chasing Robin Yount. Ryan hit a fastball out his last time up. Evaldi pumping in a lot of fastballs here tonight.
Looks pretty effortless for him, doesn't it? I mean, it really comes out of his hand nicely, and good velocity, good movement. It reminds you a little bit of the way, you know, Jeffers goes about it. Kind of high 3/4, throws hard with good movement.
20th pitch of the inning. And Braun down the right field line, foul. A ball and 2 strikes on Braun. Runners at 2nd and 3rd with 2 away. 2-2 on Ryan. That home run by Braun in the second, the first of the series, first hit of the series as well. Had a quiet homestand. He has swung the bat well against the Marlins this year. He's hitting over 350 against them this season. Braun to the right side. Jones is there. Race to the bag, and that will end the inning. So 2 are left stranded. Braun grounds out, but Orioles Ramirez with a ground rule double, and the Brewers lead 2-0.
The 4th inning, and the next time you're at Miller Park, make sure to check out the Brewers' new seat upgrade feature in the MLB.com at the ballpark app. You can upgrade your seats to exclusive areas such as the club level, dugout box, or even right behind home plate. Download MLB.com at the ballpark from the App Store today.
Now we head to the 4th inning. Ramirez and Braun with the RBIs tonight. And that's what the Brewers need more of if they're going to fight their way back into this. Brewers are a game and a half back of the Pirates for that second wild card spot. The Cardinals lost today as well. So the Brewers with a win tonight could get within 4 of the division leaders. And the Brewers have 3 games against St. Louis next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Head-to-head matchup. Reds beat the Cardinals today 1-0 behind Johnny Cueto.
Yeah, at least the Brewers aren't going to have to deal with Cueto. That's good news. Reds come in tomorrow.
Donovan Solano leads off for the Fish. Had an infield hit in the first. Fires with 3 scoreless, 4 strikeouts. He has not walked a batter. And the 1 hit. That Pittsburgh-Philadelphia game is now in the 7th inning, and the Pirates have added to their lead. It's now 4-0 Pirates. Brewers have 3 games with Pittsburgh next week as well. Next weekend. Solano in a 2-2 count. Back up and in with a fastball from Fires.
Yeah, Fires has been pretty effective inside. He's been able to catch that inside corner from time to time. And if you're going to miss in off the plate. That's what he did that time. Particularly to a hitter like Stanton, who's on deck.
Here's a 3-2. Ooh, just missed with it. Solano draws the walk. Close pitch. First walk issued by Fires. Solano has been the base runner on both occasions. the hit and the walk. So Fires in the stretch to start this fourth, and now Giancarlo Stanton will hit. Stanton lines one fair down the left field line. That's going to go to the wall. Solano around third, and he's going to hold up there.
They don't run on Parra. They know better, particularly with nobody out.
A ringing double by Stanton, and the Marlins putting up a big threat here in this fourth inning. 2 on, second and third with nobody out.
Yeah, something on the inner half of the plate right here. You can see it's going to get changeup right there, and on the inside corner, and Stanton waiting for it. That's a pitch that you prefer to have on the outside corner, not the inside corner. And Stanton takes advantage of the mistake.
And here's Casey McGee. A spot where Fires could use a strikeout. McGee did strike out his last time up. He had a called strike 3. They'll ask if he went. No, he didn't. Checks a swing. Big numbers for McGee with runners in scoring position. A .318 hitter. His overall batting average is .295. And McGee slices one foul. Asked Casey about his son Mac earlier in the week. Might remember Mac. He was a fan favorite here. Has cerebral palsy, and the McGees were heavily involved in cerebral palsy initiatives in Milwaukee in the community when he was here. Mac threw out a first pitch. Said he's doing great. He's a live wire kid.
Yeah.
He remembers a lot about his time here in Milwaukee.
Getting big.
Most home games you'll see Mac in a Marlins uniform running around the dugout.
Yeah, Casey and the family doing well. And a lot of chats around the batting cage over the week. It's always good talking to Casey McGee. Good guy.
Two balls and a strike on McGee. Second and third for the Marlins. 2-2 it goes.
Casey McGee talking to himself there. He got one right down the middle of the plate, saying, how did I miss that? A lot of hitters go away saying that against Mike Fires.
Yeah. Comfortable 0 for 4, right? That's the way he's been. Feel like you can hit everything in hindsight.
Yep, 3 jam shots and a pop-up, right?
Big pitch here early for Fires. Brewers have staked him to a 2-run lead. The Marlins with 2 on and nobody out. Be a big spot for a strikeout if he can get it. And McGee strikes out. Fires goes up the ladder with a fastball.
Yeah, pitch out of the zone, up and in. And that's what he's been doing when he's come in. He's either caught the edge, or if he's missed off the plate. That one up and in, not even close to being a strike, and McGee swings right through it. I don't see Casey swing at pitches like that very often.
It's like a big piece of chocolate cake. Looks good, but it's not good for you.
Is that chocolate cake in the back of the booth?
That's the 20th anniversary chocolate.
I'm looking
cake.
forward to that.
Here's Marcell Ozuna now, another guy that strikes out a lot, but he hits a lot of homers as well. And been a tough out in this series. Fires starts him with a big curveball for a strike. Slow breaker in there. Ozuna reached base Tuesday night 5 times. Oh, and 2.
Curveball, fastball, and now what does he do? Does he go up with the fastball, maybe throw the curveball in the dirt? Typically you don't see Fires go curveball on an 0-2 count.
With Solano over at third, he had a leadoff walk. Stanton doubled. And one of the top run producers in the league, Ozuna at the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Fires a long look. And he got him up the ladder again. Ozuna strikes out. The 6th K for Mike Fiers, and the last 2 have been in the identical spot.
Yep, on the inside corner. That one a little bit closer to being a strike than the one to McGee. But tied Ozuna up. He just could not get the arms extended and couldn't get the barrel of the bat on it. Here it is. And fastball in and just could not get to it. Good pitch.
Well, one more piece to the puzzle here for Fiers. 2 outs in the inning. Garrett Jones, the batter, who struck out looking in the second. Jones, the former Pirate, came up in the Twins organization. And we've seen him in every game of this series.
Yes, Scooter Gennett playing in short right field. Man, this is where Jones gets real dangerous. 2-0 count. He's sitting fastball. Let's see what Fiers gives him. Maybe a changeup here. He's got a good one tonight.
Jones had an opposite field home run on Monday night. He's got huge power. Two and 0 the count. Jones has it in his favor. And he swings and pops it foul out of play.
Yeah, fastball in on his hands. Went right after him.
Some frustrated body language coming out of the Marlins hitters after these swings and misses or swings and fouls.
If you haven't really faced Mike Fiers before, he'll get you to shake your head, and a number of these hitters have done that so far tonight.
Jones had faced him the most of the Marlins. This is his 11th career at bat. He's 1 for 11. 2-1 pitch. Fouls it back. 2-2 the count goes. What's notable about the career matchup between Jones and Fiers? Jones is 1 for 11. Fiers has struck him out 6 times in those 11 at bats. Fiers a chance to strike out the side and strand 2 runners. First 2 have come on the high fastball. Let's see what he does here. The 2-2. Tried it again. Jones didn't bite. Count goes full now.
Well, first pitch was a curveball, and everything else has been a fastball. See what he gives him. He's been behind the fastball. I'm not sure you want to help him out and throw something middle speed.
Payoff pitch. Second and third, 2 away. And Jones doesn't chase the curveball. So the second walk of the inning. Good at bat by Jones. Laid off a tough pitch. And now the bases loaded with 2 away.
He dropped that in the strike zone. No way he's swinging at it. That's why he was able to take it. It was down in the dirt. But you certainly don't want to hang that pitch.
Marlins have him loaded up. 2 walks and a double. Adeiny Echeverria at the plate. Fires goes back into the windup here. A strike. Fastball in there. A low batting average with bases loaded, but 2 grand slams.
I forgot it doesn't hit many home runs. He's only got 1 this year.
Echeverria in just his 3rd year in the big leagues. Took over as the everyday shortstop last year. Originally with the Blue Jays. 2nd year with the Marlins. No balls and a strike. And a swing and a miss. 0-2 it goes. Well, again, Fires has a hitter in a 2-strike count. He's got a chance to strike out the side here around 2 walks and a double. Deals an 0-2 and a fastball called strike 3. And how about that reaction from Fires? Fired up. And so is the crowd here at Miller Park. He punched out McGee first on a high fastball. And then he came back with another high fastball on Ozuna. Drops this one in on Echeverria right on the edge. Is presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Back at Miller Park. Marlins strand, the bases loaded. Fires, strikes out McGee, Ozuna, and Echeverria to get through the inning after the Marlins had put 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. 7 strikeouts for Fires now to go along with 2 walks. Brewers have 2 runs on Evaldi as we play in the bottom of the 4th, and Parra. High fly ball to left. Yelich just inside fair territory makes the play for out number 1. Well, Mike Fires, how about the emotion coming out of him after this perfectly placed fastball? He knew it.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's I mean, why not? I mean, what a situation. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. He ended up loading the bases after he had 2 outs and able to get the big strikeout. I like it.
Here's Matt Clark. We didn't give you a chance to say all the things you wanted to say about Matt Clark in the pregame show. We kind of pulled one over on you. Would you like to share that now?
Yeah, he's had a pretty good time of it in his first time in the big leagues, huh? I mean, that's kind of where the Brewers had been at. I mean, for Ron Renneke, I mean, looking to get some offense. He wanted to get some new blood in that lineup. You know, Overbay has been a very good pinch hitter. He wanted to keep him there. Reynolds has struggled, so you push the button. You put the young kid in there, not that young, 27 years old, and he comes up big with 2 RBIs. Floundered around in the minor leagues. He goes to Japan, has a good season, and ends up in the big leagues with the Brewers. Took a chance, took his release, and here he is.
Was playing in Double-A with the Mets to start the season before he took that release. And he hits that one high and deep left center field. Ozuna's back. Goodbye. Welcome to Milwaukee, Matt Clark. His second home run in as many nights. And it's 3-0 Brewers.
Keep him in the lineup. Why not, right? Well, he hammered that baseball. He hit one to right last night. Hammers that one into the gap in right center and into that Brewers bullpen. Check it out. Fastball out over the plate. Nice easy swing for Clark. That's a nice swing. Nice and level. Easy. Not trying to hit it over swing, and drives it out of here. Number 2 for Clark on back-to-back days.
Boy, what a find he has been. And a find that he could be if he keeps swinging like this. He is certainly a confident hitter. Segura right off the end of the bat will dump one into right field, a base hit. And Segura continuing to get his hits. Looks like he's rounding into form for Milwaukee. That'll give Fires a chance to bunt him over here.
He's starting to do what he did in the first half last year, driving baseballs to the opposite field up the middle. You never really have a whole lot of success when you're trying to pull everything. And Segura right now staying back nicely.
Fires is a good bunter. Been able to get his bunts down in his starts in the major leagues when he's had the chance. One man out. Segura at first. He runs well, and Fires bunts it foul.
Yep, 5 sacrifice bunts for Fires this year. 5 sacrifice bunts in 6 starts. Not bad.
And the way he's pitching, he's getting a lot of at bats. He's hitting, you know, at least 3 times per outing, sometimes 4. That's a testament to how well he is going on the mound. Gets this one down. That's a beauty. Jones has one play at first. Sacrifice bunt for Mike Fires, and Segura reaches second. 2 outs in the inning, and here comes Gomez.
Yeah, perfect technique, laying it out there and dropping it down. Carlos Gomez, outstanding work tonight. Base hit into center field. Only player in the major leagues this season with 20+ home runs, 30 stolen bases, and been a heck of a season for Gogo, battling a few injuries in the second half, but still has made a big impact in this lineup.
Our farmland, what's cooking? Gomez with 21 home runs, and he took the base last night after his 30th steal. Gomez with 2 hits. He has hit the ball sharply on both occasions. Clean single to center field in the first. He doubled down the left field line and scored a run in the third. Brewers have another run in on a Matt Clark homer. Got a 2-out RBI from Ramirez last inning. Gomez looking for the same. Jeanette to follow if Gomez can reach. That was such a big pitch right there for Eovaldi. He's tried to do that on a number of occasions, and the counts where he's hit that corner, because he's throwing a lot of fastballs tonight, and he usually does. But to go from a 1-2 potential to a 2-1 changes a lot. And now it's 3-1 on Gomez.
Yeah, 2-1, 1-2. 1-2 hitter, very defensive, but 2-1 count, very aggressive.
Now Gomez in a hitter's count. Segura with good speed at second. Missed ball 4. Gomez draws the walk and aboard for the 3rd time tonight. And now it's 1st and 2nd for Scooter Gennett. Well, it's now time for you to tweet your photo using hashtag WisFanPhoto for a chance to have it shown in an upcoming broadcast. It's all brought to you by AT&T. Gennett is 0 for 2. He lined out and then grounded out his last time up. Scooter's been a good hitter this year with runners in scoring position as well. His overall batting average at .297. Gennett hitting .330 with runners in scoring position.
I think a little bit of that has to do with the guy batting behind him in the lineup. I mean, your number 3 hitter, there's men on base. Gennett pretty much is going to get something to hit. I'd rather face Gennett than the number 3 guy. Let's see what happens here.
And he goes. Jeff Kellogg, the home plate umpire, says he goes.
But having said that, even though you have the number 3 hitter behind him in the batting order, he's still been able to put a good swing on the baseball. And the fact that he's so good at going to left field helps him in these spots.
1 ball, 1 strike to count. Starting to see a lot more breaking balls here from Eovaldi in this 4th inning. 2 on, 2 out. And Gennett up the middle, base hit. Segura around 3rd. He'll score. Gomez on his way to 3rd. And it's a 2-out RBI for Gennett. And the Brewers lead 4-0.
What a nice piece of hitting by Scooter. Eovaldi trying to come inside on him. A fastball in after a curveball down. That wasn't a bad pitch by Eovaldi, but I tell you, Scooter Gennett, watch the way he pulls the hands in here and is able to get enough of the bat on it. He opens up those hips. The hands come in and able to get the barrel of the bat on it and line it into center field. And Gene Segura with great speed able to score easily. That's just a nice at-bat, a good swing, good piece of hitting by Gennett.
Back-to-back innings with 2-out RBI hits for the Brewers. Those are backbreakers for pitchers. And Chuck Hernandez, the pitching coach of the Marlins, buying a little time here for his bullpen. Sclafani is loosening. Saw him up last night. Now the Brewers would love to get into the Marlins bullpen here early. Lucroy at the plate tonight, presented by Wendy's. Has a single and a walk. Well, the Marlins strand the bases loaded in the 4th. Had 2 on, nobody out. Could not score. Brewers come right back and put 2 on the board and threatening for more.
Hey, you talk about that hit by Gennett being a backbreaker. How about that? The top of this inning. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out for the Marlins. They're thinking they're just not going to tie the game. I mean, they're looking for a big inning, and Byers stymies them. Gives them nothing. That's what you call momentum.
All-star catcher Jonathan Lucroy had a couple of hits in the All-Star game. In a 1-1 count, and that one misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. Eovaldi just can't quite find that outside corner for a strike.
And he was early in the game, but the Brewers are hitting it pretty hard. Well, now he's forced to come into Lucroy here.
2-1. Got Ramirez on deck. And Lucroy fouls it away. 2-2 now. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Eovaldi's been as fast as 98 tonight. .75 that curveball.
He's only thrown a few of those.
Gomez taking a big lead. He's ready to run in case a pitch is in the dirt. First and third, 2 outs. And Lucroy spoils one. Trying to go to right field. That's what makes Lucroy so good in spots like this. We gave you the numbers with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, hitting over .330. He's always thinking up the middle, always thinking opposite field.
That's what makes him tough to strike out, too. Doesn't often pull off the baseball. And those are the guys that are tough to strike out.
Inside, almost hit him. Well, the count goes full now, and that means Jeanette will be on the move at first. Brewers have 2 runs in here in the 4th. They've scored in each of the last 3 innings. Got a Matt Clark homer in this inning with 1 out, and then a 2-out RBI by Jeanette. Lucroy pulls one to third right at McGee, and that will retire the side. Brewers strand 2, but Matt Clark making a name for himself. Number 60 in your program has hit 2 home runs in as many days for the Brew Crew. 4-0 Milwaukee.
Sports for Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. single. And in our Crew in the Community tonight, the Milwaukee Brewers Baseball Club and Brewers Community Foundation are proud to join the community in raising more than $53 million to support the local United Way. The campaign season has begun, and countless individuals are supporting the United Way at their respective workplaces. 1 in 4 individuals throughout the community are touched by the United Way funded organizations and agencies. So a great effort there to support the United Way. And Matt Clark, Ron Rennecke's talking about first base before the game tonight, said he was just going to go night to night with what he was going to do with first base, but said he was looking for somebody to get hot there. Certainly Matt Clark has proven to do that, his second home run in as many days. Said he likes what he's seen from him defensively as well, and thought he had a good night offensively at the plate last night. So we'll see. Clark certainly earning his time here, Brian.
All right, thanks, Sophia. Had a chance to chat with Matt before the game here tonight, and we were talking about Japan a little bit and why he didn't return to Japan. Had an interesting story as Fiers misses to Jeff Mathis. So you think a guy who hit 25 homers last year, and he had a great year in Japan, but he was told that they were interested in a 2-year contract to sign him, which would make sense after a big home run season like that. But then the team he was playing with went through an ownership change. Shinichi is the team he was playing with, and they pulled the offer because they were trying to cut salary. And so it got into, I believe he said late January, that he didn't really have a job. He was kind of counting on this 2-year deal in Japan after a big year last year. He didn't have a job and had to scramble to try to find a team here in the States. The Mets signed him, but only had a job for him at Double-A. So he goes from the Japanese major leagues to Double-A.
Yeah, with a 2-year contract on the table to nothing. That's got to be a little bit disheartening, huh?
It's big money over there in Japan too. I mean, they do pay well, especially for big home run hitters.
That'll shake you up. But here he is in the big leagues. First opportunity in the major leagues, and he's doing a pretty good job so far.
It's amazing what can happen in a season. It's such a long season, you just never know sometimes. Full count to Mathis. Count stays at 3-2. Fiers with a couple of walks, both came last inning. But 7 strikeouts, trying to take care of the backup catcher here to start the 5th inning. And he missed, so a leadoff walk. And that'll burn him up. Now it gives the pitcher, well, no, Redmond's going to go ahead and make the move for a pinch hitter here. I was going to say it gives the pitcher a chance to bunt the runner, but in a 4-0 game, Redmond's going to bring off Valdespin from the bench.
And plus his starter just doesn't have it tonight. So a short start for Eovaldi. After 2 pretty good starts, a short one tonight, only 4 innings.
8 hits, 4 runs. Jordani Valdespin at the plate. Runner at first, nobody out to start the 5th on a walk, and Fiers misses high. Start to wonder a little bit how much the last inning took out of Fiers. Some high stress pitches, had the 3 big strikeouts. At the top of the order, due up next. Bounces in and On his way to second goes Mathis. So Fiers falling behind here, and now no double play opportunity. 2 balls and a strike on Valdespin.
Yeah, having a difficult time commanding that curveball tonight. Haven't been able to find the strike zone. Hadn't made any mistakes with it yet, but just has not been there for him for the most part. He's been throwing a few more changeups because of it. You start getting through the 3rd time through the batting order, you're going to need one of those off-speed pitches working for you.
So again, the Marlins in consecutive innings put their leadoff batter into scoring position with nobody out. 2-1. Valdespin bounces foul past first. Got to leave in a 2-2. Fiers certainly capable of the big strikeout games. He already has 7. Had a 14 strikeout game, which was a career high against the Cubs back on the 14th of August. He did that in 6 innings. 14 Ks, just his 2nd start in the big leagues this year.
14 of 18 outs.
He's won 5 of his 6 starts, has decisions in all 6. Only loss came against the Giants on the road, and he pitched pretty well in that game. Little cue shot. Segura's got to hurry it to first. The throw is low, and Valdespin is safe. So 2 on and nobody out.
Yeah, little cue shot, and Segura had a long way to go. He was shaded up the middle. And tried to circle it to get himself in position to make the throw, and just could not get enough on the throw. It's a short hop, and Clark not able to hold it. Not sure what it mattered anyway. He was safe regardless.
And that'll be an infield hit for Valdespin. So now trouble coming here. Top of the order, Yelich. 3rd time through the order. 2 on, nobody out. Brewers lead 4-0. Fiers has struck out Yelich twice.
And the Marlins are a team that will punch out quite a bit. 2nd most in the National League. Make your pitches, but if you don't, they can hit the ball hard.
Back-to-back innings of trouble for Fiers. Yelich into left. Routine for Parra. And Fiers comes out of that well. A fly ball out. F7 it goes, and the runners have to stay put. Say, we invite you to join Fox Sports Wisconsin for the 3rd annual Brewers Mini Marathon and 10K on Saturday, September 20th. Beginning and ending at Miller Park, the course goes past many Milwaukee landmarks, and runners will receive a race shirt, a medal, Brewers ticket voucher, and can celebrate at a post-race tailgate party. For details, visit foxsportswisconsin.com or click on the More tab. First and second, 1 out. Here is Donovan Solano, who's been on twice. Infield hit and a walk. The infield hit he had in the 1st inning was a sharply hit ball down the 3rd base line. Ramirez was able to knock it down, but unable to get it out. But he did save a double. Brewers set up to turn 2 here. They'd love that. Stanton is on deck. That's the last guy you want to have bat with men on.
Fiers really typically not a big ground ball guy. And strikeouts, fly balls. So getting that ground ball typically is not something that he does all that much of.
And a ground ball here. Segura ranging over and gloves it and out at second. Close call.
Yeah, they're going to look at this one. Yeah, Valdez not budging from second base, and that's never good news if you're the Brewers in this situation. He has not budged from second base, and these guys know if they're safe or out. That's a tough play.
Oh, that is bang, bang.
Yeah, that's pretty close. Look at the second base umpire. He's right on it.
I think they got him. I mean, if the call last night at the plate didn't get overturned, can't imagine this would. And I'm not sure Redmond's going to challenge. He will not. Redmond's on his way back. So that's a big out at second base. Segura redirecting, some good body control there to stop and get going the other way to get the out.
Doesn't get much closer than that. I don't think there would have been enough to overturn it, but we've been wrong before on those. If you think about it, if you're Mike Redmond, that might be one you might want to take a look at. You might get lucky and get a call overturned. You got the big guy coming up.
Well, another big at bat here for Mike Fiers. He's got Stanton at the plate. It's a 4-0 lead. It could be a game-changing at bat in this one.
It's amazing how quickly Segura can change direction. I mean, he is busting it up the middle, then stops, and then able to make a play at second base all by himself. Didn't have anybody to throw it to. That low center of gravity is comes out in handy out there on the field.
Inning looks a lot different with 2 on and 2 out with Stanton at the plate as opposed to bases loaded and 1 out. The 0-1. Stanton is hit. Yikes. Oh, man. And Stanton got hit right in the face. You could see the blood pouring out.
My goodness.
Oh, man. Even Fiers is shaken up on the mound. He and Lucroy both wincing.
Can't blame him. Boy, that right at him, and Stanton had nowhere to go. Man.
It's a scary scene here. Fastball up and in. Oh, right in the face, man.
Right on the cheekbone. Goodness. Wow.
Well, you just hate to see that. Oh, my goodness. That is a scary moment. And athletic trainer Dan Wright, the Brewers athletic trainer, calling the cart out.
All right. Rick Kranitz is just trying to calm down Mike Fiers, because this stuff, something like that can really get into your head, and sometimes you're not able to collect yourself and continue. Doesn't get much worse than that.
There's Giancarlo Stanton's father, Mike. He's been here all week. Certainly concerned at what is unfolding right in front of him, as they're going to bring out the ambulance cart here. Brewers team doctor William Rosh has now joined the group. He's in the jacket and blue jeans. Stan has not lost consciousness. He's been moving this entire time. Fire certainly upset visibly as well.
Shaken up. You don't blame him.
It's got to be agonizing for a father to have to sit there and watch a stretcher come out literally just a few feet in front of him.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is that you can see him moving around, and they just pray that everybody's going to be all right with him.
Passing information along to Giancarlo's dad. That's also Giancarlo's aunt, sitting next to Mr. Stanton.
And every player that plays this game realizes that it just takes one pitch to have something like that happen. Everybody that stands in that batter's box takes that risk.
Giancarlo Stanton continues to move. He actually helped the medical staff lift him onto the stretcher. You can see him pushing a little bit. You can see the medical staff just being very cautious with how they move Giancarlo Stanton, how they get the stretcher in place. It is a risk that every baseball player understands and plays with that knowledge, but so hard to see, hard to hear, hard to see that happen.
Every player that has played this game, you get hit up there, but very rarely do you see what happened to Stanton right there.
Casey McGee was the first one to his side. From the Marlins side of things, Fiers knew right away. You could just see in the reaction of Mike Fiers after the pitch was delivered. Lucroy had come out. They're actually having to do some maintenance around the batter's box. Giancarlo Stanton lost so much blood you could just see it coming out of his nose. They're having to tend to that area. Well, you just hope and pray for the best here for Giancarlo Stanton.
Yeah.
Just looked like a gruesome injury, but still on his face. Again, he never lost consciousness. At least not that we saw. He was moving throughout the whole process. And as soon as we're able to get a report, we will certainly pass it along.
Yeah, one of the best in the game right there. Unfortunate.
Well, now how do you get yourself back together and play a baseball game here? Fiers, the most shaken up of the bunch, at least visually.
Well, as tough as it sounds, I mean, you just gotta try and put it out of your head at this point and continue on. Need plenty of time to in that clubhouse to go through the emotions as you have to, but right now he's got to get a big out. Why isn't
yeah, I was just going to say here, Solano's at first, and
what happened? Did he swing?
So they're calling this an 0-2 count. So I assume he's.
You're kidding.
They're saying he swung, or I don't think it was a foul ball. But Reed Johnson is pinch hitting for Stanton here at an 0-2 count.
Wow.
First and third. 2 outs in the inning, an 0-2 count on Johnson. And that one's up and in, and Johnson's hit by the pitch.
And he swung at that one too.
And now Casey McGee is barking at Mike Fiers. And now the benches are going to clear here. Garrett Jones just pushed Jeff Kellogg, the home plate umpire. And now Rick Kranitz is having to restrain Mike Fiers.
Well, Garrett Jones was, it looked as though that was Garrett Jones that looked like to be the most upset about that whole thing. Casey McGee went up. Not sure what he said, but the umpire told him to get back into the on-deck circle. Mike Fiers obviously shaken up over hitting Stanton because the very next pitch, almost the same spot.
And McGee is going nuts here. Casey was the first one to start barking at Mike Fiers.
Casey get thrown out?
He has to have been thrown out. I'm sure that's the case. Casey was aggressive. He was in the on-deck circle, came out and was yelling at Fiers. Reed Johnson still being tended to near home plate.
Well,
umpires coming together and trying to work all this out.
Well, he got hit, and apparently he swung at that one too.
And now Mike Redmond's just been ejected. But what a change of emotion here from a concern and worry about Giancarlo Stanton the next pitch, and then pure emotion comes out, anger. And you can't say, obviously, that Mike Fiers was throwing at Reed Johnson. That's not the case.
Absolutely not.
And Casey McGee snaps. Both benches come out.
It's not often you see two hit batters, and both of them are called strikes because they swung the bat. You got to be concerned about Mike Fiers at this point. Is he going to be able to collect himself and be able to throw strikes?
And by the way, Reed Johnson, they're calling that a strike or a foul ball, either one. I don't know which one, but Johnson still
he swung.
Is at the plate.
There's the swing right there. Ball hit him in the hand, clearly hit him in the hand.
And then watch McGee down the bottom left. He's walking up immediately.
He thinks there's a hit batter.
And he's saying go to first, and then Casey turns his attention towards Mike Fiers, and that's when the bench is cleared. Jeff Kellogg asked for help. First base umpire DJ Rayburn. Now McGee's not barking at Fiers. I beg your pardon. He's talking to the home plate umpire, but it looked like he was. Garrett Jones was the first one out.
It's hard to speculate as to who is saying what. Mike Fiers visibly upset right away.
Right side of your screen here. Kellogg throws McGee out there.
Fiers gone?
No, I'm not sure. I think he just ended the inning here for some reason.
How? Oh, okay. Is this swing and a miss? It wasn't a foul ball? Okay, he called him on a strike 3 because he swung the bat and the ball hit him. That's what it was.
Has to be. It can't be a foul ball. Now the Marlins are saying it was a foul ball. That has to be the call. That's what we're waiting for because the players were on the field. So it's not a foul ball. It is a swinging strike 3. Remember, it was an 0-2 count. And Jeff Kellogg, after it was all said and done, pointed at Reed Johnson while we were in that replay. He pointed at Johnson, called out, sent the Brewers to the dugout, saying that's the end of the inning.
After all that.
Casey McGee and Mike Redmond ejected.
The concern now, obviously, for Mike Stanton.
As Kellogg issues warnings to both benches.
But the concern now is Mike Fiers going to be able to continue? And I think the Brewers are going to start getting their bullpen working. Because he's noticeably shaken up.
Rob Leary is talking things over with Jeff Kellogg. So the inning is over. It's 4-0 Brewers. We'll take a break. Sort it out when we come back. the field here, so it's been a very unusual inning and between innings. And Jeff Kellogg, the crew chief, has made a couple of calls, and we got to go back first to the Giancarlo Stanton hit by pitch. So that was called a strike, a swinging strike, which made the count 0-2. So then, after the delay of getting Stanton off the field and a very gruesome injury, now Reed Johnson comes up in an 0-2 count, and the pitch hits him.
But they say he swung, which means he strikes out. End of inning.
Now, between all of this, as Johnson is hit by this 0-2 pitch, Jeff Kellogg comes up. He asks the first base umpire for help. Did he swing? Yes, he did. And at this time, the bench is clear, and we weren't sure if it was a foul ball or just a swinging strike.
Right.
Reed Johnson thinks at the very least it's a foul ball. Casey McGee comes in. He starts barking at Jeff Kellogg, and then the bench is clear because it had the appearance that Casey McGee was yelling at Mike Fiers.
Yeah, he wasn't.
And coming after Mike Fiers, or at least making a motion toward him, and that was not the case. He was talking to the umpire. And so after they settled the bench clearing situation down, Casey McGee was later ejected, by the way, as was Redmond. Then finally, Kellogg cleared it up. He sent the Brewers off the field, called it a swinging strike for strike 3 to end the inning.
Yeah, it took the umpires a while to sort that whole thing out. And if it was a foul ball, it would still go on. But the swinging strike ends the inning. Ed Lucas takes over at third base. Reed Johnson continues, and he's going to play right.
And the new pitcher is Anthony DeSclafani. There's Johnson, still clutching his hand.
Crazy stuff.
2 pitches. Each batter hit by the pitch.
Yeah.
But both are swinging strikes.
Never seen that before. Amazing stuff.
And the Brewers do get their bullpen active. Probably the right thing to do here. Fiers.
Yeah, he is really, it seemed like he was shaken up. I mean, you knew that he was going to have a problem coming back after what had just happened, but that first pitch that he threw is clear that it's going to be difficult for him to stay out there. And the Brewers have their bullpen getting busy.
Ramirez sends one to center field. Ozuna is there to make the play for the out. Well, this game has taken quite a turn here.
And nobody feels worse about all that than Mike Fiers. I mean, the last thing he wanted to do was hit Mike Stanton. He didn't want to hit Reed Johnson, but I guess, the course of events have him shaken up, and he's probably done.
Ryan Braun now with one away. DeSclafani making his first appearance of the series. I was looking at the reaction of Fiers, thinking that Casey McGee was yelling at Fiers. That's when Fiers lost it and had to be restrained.
Right.
But once we saw the replay, it was clear, and we could hear a little bit of the audio too. Casey McGee came in. He was yelling at Jeff Kellogg, who was in the direct line of sight with Fiers. And that's why I think just visually it looked like McGee might be going after Fiers. I'd be interested to talk to Casey after the game. I don't think that was the case, because he was pointing at the home plate umpire, basically saying Johnson should have first base. Two and two the count on Braun here with one away.
I think Mike Fiers was he actually slammed the baseball down. He was upset that he actually thought that the Marlins thought that he actually was doing that on purpose. I think that's what he was upset about, thinking, you got to be kidding. There's no way I'm trying to do that.
And Braun into right field. Going back on it is Johnson with room to make the play for the out.
A couple of long outs.
This is the pitch that hit Johnson. And again, that hit his hand. And you see Kellogg asking for help here. Now, this is what McGee's saying. He might even be shouting at the first base umpire in this case.
Yeah, he is. He's actually looking down at first base, DJ Rayburn.
Yeah, Fires is actually looking into the Marlins dugout. That's when Garrett Jones comes out.
And Fires thinks that McGee is yelling at him, which he's not.
That's a lot to process too, and then still play in the game, because you're still thinking about Giancarlo Stanton and that gruesome hit by pitch. Hoping to get a report on Stanton. As soon as we do, we will pass it along. DeSclafani deals a 2-0. Parra takes a strike. You can just sense it in the crowd. The crowd's just quiet, trying to process what they just saw. We're doing the same up here.
I'm not sure the crowd understands why the inning was over. I think that's what I think between innings, a lot of the fans were looking up here wondering why was the inning over. They're kind of throwing their hands up saying what happened there. And that's where miking the umpires and giving the crowd and everybody an explanation as to what's going on down in the field, that might help. A lot of these fans don't know why the inning ended. All they saw was a hit batter again.
Right. There's a base hit to right. Gerardo Parra, a 2-out single. So Parra with his first hit of the night.
DeSclafani, 5th time he's been with the Marlins this year, got called up on September 2nd. He made 5 starts. Got roughed up, a 1-2 record, a 740 earned run average. Now working out of that Marlins bullpen.
Got a man on with 2 outs. Here is Matt Clark. Homered his last time up. Second in as many nights. Oh, and 2 the count. Brewers have 4 runs on 9 hits tonight. Marlins have had a couple of big innings go by. Stranded the bases loaded in the 4th. Left a couple of men on base last inning. And just major concern for Giancarlo Stanton. I mean, I'm even sitting here replaying that pitch and the sound. And I think Stanton is the primary concern. I think you're right, though, on Fires. Pitchers sometimes don't come back from things like that. Right. They are shaken up for a while.
It might be okay next time out, but it is a great move. I think you see the Brewers getting activity in the bull. Looks like Jeffers is getting loose, but good move by Ron Renneke to get him out of there.
Clark strikes out, and the inning is over. 4-0 Brewers. 5 in the books. We head to the 6th. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Piggly Wiggly, the official supermarket of Fox Sports Wisconsin, and by Marshfield Clinic. Don't just live, shine. Oh, what a fifth inning here. And again, we are thinking about Giancarlo Stanton here. Took a pitch to the face, had to be carted off. And then the next batter, Reed Johnson, was hit, and benches cleared. A lot of confusion. Ended up as an inning-getting strikeout. The Brewers failed to score in the bottom of the fifth. So here we go to the sixth inning now. It's 4-0. Jeremy Jeffress is on the pitch. Fiers goes 5 shutout innings, 3 hits allowed. He strikes out 8. He is in line for the win.
They're just not able to continue. Mike Fiers, I guess can't blame him, but Jeffress is on for the Brewers. Boy, he's been outstanding. Jeremy Jefferson's being called up. Pitched on Tuesday against these Marlins and through 2 innings gave up a run. He also struck out 4 batters. So coming off a 2-inning stint on Tuesday, here it is Thursday.
Ed Lucas batting for the first time, batting for the ejected Casey McGee. McGee and Redmond, the Marlins manager, both tossed out. I'm assuming that McGee and Redmond are both ejected because they were arguing aggressively about the swinging strike that was called. Now, we didn't know that at the time. We were just assuming it was a foul ball because no players left. Johnson still had a bat. Lucroy was behind home plate. You know, it was all in place to continue the inning.
Well, whether the umpire down at first base made the call, we never saw it because we were looking at everything else going on. Casey McGee, Mike Fiers, you had Garrett Jones. He was upset. Casey McGee was just kind of a victim of circumstance there. At least it started out that way.
Mm-hmm. Three-one pitch, and it's a strike. Jeffress, hard throwing right-hander, another guy that began the year in AAA, and he strikes out Lucas.
Comes right back, 3-1, a couple of good fastballs, and we talked about Evaldi with that good velocity, with good movement. Jeremy Jeffress right there with him. Check this out. You see the same similar release point. That pitch out of the strike zone, and Lucas over the top of it. A mid-90s fastball. That's good movement.
Marcell Ozuna with one away. Both benches were warned after the inning. Something to keep in mind here. The discretion of the umpire. If somebody is hit again or even thrown at, he can eject, and that would mean an ejection of the pitcher and the manager, or in the Marlins case, the acting manager, which is bench coach Rob Leary.
I really don't honestly believe that the Marlins ever thought that Mike Fiers was throwing at anybody. Even the second one, I don't think that they thought that. I just think that with all that was going on, and the reaction by Mike Fiers to Casey McGee is what got everybody upset in that Marlins dugout.
Sounded like he broke his bat. One hopper to Segura. And Ozuna is out. 2 up, 2 down for Jeffress.
Hey, Saturday, September 27th is Fan Appreciation Night here at the ballpark, presented by Chevrolet. The Brewers host the Cubs, and all fans in attendance will be automatically entered for a chance to win a number of prizes, including a 2014 Chevrolet Equinox. Call 902-4000 or go to Brewers.com for tickets.
Here's Garrett Jones. And a breaking ball in there for a strike. On the ground, out to Clark and Jeffress. Nice and easy. 3 up, 3 down inning with a strikeout. 4-0 Brewers. We head to the bottom of the 6th. And trying to earn a split in this 4-game series. Our Carsoup.com trivia question: who are the 3 pitchers in MLB history to have 5 seasons with 40 or more saves? Frankie Rodriguez back into the 40 save club with the save last night. DeSclafani back on the mound. He worked a scoreless 5th inning. Nathan Eovaldi went 4 innings, gave up 4 runs on 8 hits. And it'll be Segura. And then Overbay looks like he'll hit next. Then to the top of the order with Gomez. If anybody gets on, Jeanette.
Yeah, last thing Ron Redick was thinking as Fiers headed to that 5th inning, that was going to be his last. And now he's got to blow through his bullpen once again. He's probably going to have 1 and out for each guy.
Ground ball to short at Echeverria. Long throw, and it's in time for the out. Good play to get the speedy Segura.
Been a number of short starts for the Brewers on his homestand. Willie was good last night, 6 2/3. Well, that's the only one that was able to get further than 5 innings. That Willie Peralta start last night.
Overbay will pinch hit here with 1 out.
Garza went 4. Gallardo 3 2/3. Jimmy Nelson went 5. Loesch 4. That's kind of the way the rotation has been as of late. So Ron Renicky, last thing he needed was another short start tonight.
Brewers do have Rob Wooten up. He was the last of the call-ups. Promoted yesterday from AAA. Been sitting at home in North Carolina. Brandon Kinsler getting ready for the 7th inning.
So he's well rested.
Oh, you know he's jumping to get back on a big league mound. Thought his season was over.
Back at home, cleaning out the shed, getting ready for the offseason. And he's back in the big leagues.
DeSclafani with 1 away. Overbay's been a terrific pinch hitter this year. He's hitting .385. 10 hits, 26 at bats. And Overbay skies one. It's back in the grass behind short. Echeverria will call. He's got it for the out. 2 up and 2 down for DeSclafani.
Hey, come to Miller Park tomorrow night as the Brewers begin their weekend series with the Cincinnati Reds. The action kicks off tomorrow night at 7 o'clock and goes through Sunday. For tickets, visit Brewers.com today.
Here's Gomez with 2 away. And Carlos is hit by a pitch, and DeSclafani is thrown out. Remember, we told you that Kellogg had warned both benches, and Jeff Kellogg ejects DeSclafani.
Well, it's intent. The umpires are looking for intent. Just because a guy gets hit does not mean it was intentional. The umpire might not have thought it was intentional, but according to Jeff Kellogg, that was a 2-out, nobody on pitch that was intended to hit Gomez. Whether it was or not, who knows?
Marlins did not have anybody loosening in their bullpen. Chuck Fernandez, the pitching coach. Remember, Redmond's already been tossed, so bench coach Rob Leary,
he's going too.
He has, you're right, has to go. And we're going to have another delay here as the Marlins will get all the time they need to get a pitcher ready.
Well, you like the way Gomez handled that one, don't you? I mean, Gomez, a very emotional type guy. He got hit by the pitch. He ran to first base. Didn't make the matter any worse. Let's see where Mathis is setting up. He's setting up inside. That one gets the elbow of Gomez as he tries to spin out of the way. Fastball in.
Well, Jeff Kellogg pops out of there and immediately throws DeSclafani out.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, when the umpires, issue warnings, pitchers are really hesitant to come inside, and yeah, whether DeSclafani meant to do that or not, I mean, only he knows. But he gets run out of here.
All right, so we'll have a new pitcher to set up. He'll have as much time as he needs. is managing for the ejected Mike Redmond. He's out as well.
Who's next? He had to hand off the scorecards.
I didn't see who he handed the scorecard to.
Brett Butler, I think.
Possibly.
Is he going to now manage from third base?
Yeah. So Brett Butler has the card. And certainly pitching coach Chuck Hernandez will be involved in those decisions. Brett Butler, the third base coach.
Well, the visiting clubhouse is what, 10 yards away from the dugout. I think that Mike Redmond, if I could be so bold, will still be actively involved in decision making as Dan Jennings takes over here tonight. Second reliever used by the Marlins. 43rd appearance for Jennings. Saw him in last night's ball game. He only faced one batter, got an out. So here he is here in the 6th inning.
And getting as much time as he needs. And if you're just picking us up, we've had a lot going on here. First, Giancarlo Stanton was hit in the face by a pitch ball from Mike Fiers. The play was called a swing and a strike. And then the next man up, who was pinch hitting at this point, Reed Johnson for Stanton in an 0-2 count. He was hit in the hand. Kellogg asked for help. It was called a strike, which we found out after a bench clearing situation was not a foul ball, but a swinging strike, which ended the inning. And a lot ensued between that time.
Okay, Garrett Anderson could have been run too. Did you see the way he pushed the home plate umpire away? Can't be doing that.
And then this is Kellogg warning both benches between innings, which gives him the right to eject pitcher and manager if he feels like there was intent. And this was the pitch by DeStefani to hit Gomez with 2 outs, and out he goes. And that means Leary goes out with him.
That looked borderline to me. Well, you know, it's all about intent, and it's hard for us to say up here, but Brewers have gotten a few breaks in this game.
I can understand why the Marlins would be upset. First of all, you rarely see a hit by pitch end up as a strike, and it's almost impossible to ever see back-to-back pitches where batters are hit and both called strikes.
Right.
So
yeah,
you can understand why the frustration is there for the Marlins. In the middle of all that, there was discussion, arguments between the Marlins and Brewers players, specifically Garrett Jones and Mike Fiers. And that's the reason Fiers is out after 5 innings and only allowing 3 hits. If you're looking at the box score, don't know what's happened here tonight. Why would you take Mike Fiers out? Well, that's the reason why. Feeling like maybe he couldn't go on here. He was very emotional after that inning.
and that was a good decision.
And through all of this, we are keeping Giancarlo Stanton at the top of our thoughts and our prayers, because he's the one who suffered the injury, had to be carted off on an ambulance cart.
And that's something, you know, you get your big bopper, your MVP candidate. I mean, for the Marlins, that could really have a negative impact on your whole team, not just for today. You just hope he's going to be all right, because he's a heck of a player.
So Jennings pitching with 2 outs. Scooter Gennett at the plate with Gomez at first. Gennett with an RBI single in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 3. Sam Dyson is in the Marlins bullpen.
Up again. He came in the game last night and on Monday.
Went a third of an inning last night. Marlins without Mike Redmond, Rob Leary, the manager and bench coach, Casey McGee, their starting third baseman, and of course Stanton is out as well. Reed Johnson stayed in the game to play right field for him. 2-1 to Jeanette. Count goes 2-2. Brewers lead 4-0. They scored in 3 consecutive innings. Braun homered in the second. Got a 2-out RBI double from Ramirez in the third. Matt Clark homered in the fourth, and then an RBI by Jeanette. That was a 2-run fourth. Jeanette hanging in there.
Now you're going to think at some point that Jeanette's going to be pretty good against lefties with the way he's able to go to left field with right-handed pitching. Stays on the ball very well. He just needs to face left-handers more often, and that's probably going to happen for him next year.
Jeanette confident he can hit lefties. He was an everyday player coming up through the minor leagues, and I think he would have been an everyday player this year if not for Ricky Weeks and just the status of Weeks, the fact that he's been here. He had 1 year left on a contract, and that platoon at second has worked out pretty well. Weeks has been able to have an impact against left-handed pitching, and if nothing else, it's certainly given Jeanette some serious confidence.
Yeah, ease him in, not facing those tough left-handers. He might not be hitting .299 if he was in there every day facing some of the league's best left-handers, although he may be.
2-2. Gomez still at first. They check on him. And Jeanette strikes out. So Jennings picks up the K to end the inning, and we head to the seventh. 4-0 Milwaukee. Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. And by Miller Lite, now in the original can, it's Miller time. Well, we head to the 7th inning, and we witness the rest of this game with our thoughts on Giancarlo Stanton, who had to exit on a stretcher in an ambulance after being hit in the face. Brewers do have the lead 4-0, and Jeffress, who worked a scoreless 6th inning, will give way to Brandon Kinsler now. They'll have the bottom of the order in the 7th.
Yep, 58th appearance for Kinsler, a 2-3 record and a .359 earned run average. He has given up the 8 home runs this year. Last pitch against the Marlins on Tuesday night, a couple of nights ago, a third of an inning. Did not allow a run, gave up a hit and a walk. And looking to put up a 0 in this 7th inning.
Danny Echeverria will lead off. Brewers pitchers have struck out 9 Marlins tonight. Fires had 8 Ks in his 5 shutout innings of work. Right off the shin, it looked like, of Kinsler. Right to Jeanette, and out number 1. That got a piece of him. Just a glancing blow, but it redirected the ball just enough for Jeanette to get there.
Yeah, but the defense set with Echeverria hitting up the middle, and Scooter Jeanette able to make the play. Always important to get that leadoff hitter out with a 4-run lead as Will Smith gets loose in that Brewers pen.
Here's Jeff Mathis. Rolls over 1 to third, or rather to short, and Segura will make the play for the out. 2 up, 2 down for Kinsler. As promised earlier in the broadcast, we have the AT&T fan photo of the game. Comes from Christian. Don't forget to use the hashtag WisFanPhoto. It's brought to you by AT&T. Justin Bour will pinch hit here with 2 outs.
Pinch hit opportunities in each of the last 2 games. Nearly hit one out of here to right center last night.
Brett Butler resuming his duties as third base coach, but also the acting manager now that the manager and the bench coach have been ejected. See a lot of that in the minor leagues. Managers coach third, make moves from third base if they want pinch hitters and whatnot.
Especially back in the old days when I was in the minor leagues. The only manager that did not coach third base when I was in AAA, Del Crandall.
Is that right?
With the Albuquerque then Dukes.
That was one of Ron Renicke's mentors, Del Crandall.
And that was one of those things where, wow, he's not coaching third base. I mean, the Dodgers actually have an extra coach. I mean, you had a manager and a pitching coach, basically.
Yeah, you had a position player usually coach first,
right,
or a pitcher.
Right. That was it. 2 coaches. One coach and a manager.
Full count to Bour.
Made it difficult for batting practice throughout the summer.
Running out of arms, huh? Yeah, Kinsler loses him, a 2-out walk. And back to the top of the order now. And Ron Renicky is on his way out. Doesn't want to give the Marlins any kind of foothold here. Brewers lead 4-0. Kinsler will give way to Will Smith. You got a left-hander coming up in Yelich, and Will Smith coming on to try to get him. We'll take a break. 7th inning. And a reminder that you're watching the Brewers and Marlins on Fox Sports Wisconsin. It's presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Will Smith on the mound trying to get the final out of the 7th with the left-hander Yelich. One of the best hitters in the league in the second half.
And doesn't mind hitting against left-handed pitching. Certainly doesn't bother him too much. Jeff Kellogg going out and telling each and every reliever that comes in there, if you don't know, we've warned both benches. If you hit somebody, you're gone. 73rd appearance for Will Smith. Boy, he's been in a lot of games this year, and most recently on Tuesday. A third of an inning, gave up a hit, also struck out a batter. And we talk about Yelich and the fact that he's good against lefties, a .331 clip.
In that game, Smith struck out Yelich.
Will Smith, though, against lefties, a .180 batting average. So it'll be interesting to see who wins this fight.
2 outs, runner at first, and a strike in there. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Oh, and 2 the count. And a swing and a miss. Smith strikes him out. Yelich fires the bat and helmet, and the inning ends, and it's still 4-0. Is it a day that we shall not forget? 9/11. Miller Park's presentation of God Bless America. Retired U.S. Air Force and Miller Park Guest Services attendant Bob Kozlowski. We'll sing God Bless America. Enjoy.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Bottom of the 7th, 4-0 Milwaukee. Been a wild night, been a troubling night in a lot of circumstances as well. We've had a number of ejections of the Marlins. And Sam Dyson is next on the mound. Had 4 Marlins ejected tonight. Giancarlo Stanton hit by a pitch, had to leave on a ambulance cart. Still have not gotten word yet on his status. We're hoping to get that before we leave the air. And once we do, or if we do, we will pass it along. But we're hoping for the best for Giancarlo Stanton. It was just a gruesome looking moment, a play, pitch that hit him right in the face, flush in the left cheek or nose area.
Yeah, just horrible. Yeah, just pray for him.
But the game continues here, bottom 7. Jonathan Lucroy will lead off. You got Lucroy to start it, and then Ramirez, and then Braun. It's been a good part of the order tonight. Each of the 3 big bats with hits, and Ramirez and Braun with RBIs. Ryan went deep in the second. Ramirez had a 2-out RBI double in the third.
Another guy out of this Marlins bullpen with a pretty good arm. Dyson with a good tailing fastball, the slider to go with it. He pitched in last night's ball game. Dyson got hit up a little bit, a third of an inning, couple of runs on 3 hits. He did allow a home run last night.
Lucroy back up the middle. Echeverria ranging over, drops the ball, and the throw is late. Popped in and out of his glove on the exchange. And that'll be an error on Echeverria, his second in as many nights.
Yeah, he doesn't make too many errors, as you mentioned. One last night that opened up an inning for the Brewers. Normally very sure-handed, good soft hands, good range, and a very accurate throwing arm. This one rolls right up the heel of the glove. And Lucroy able to beat it at first base. And Brewers looking to add on.
Here's Ramirez now. Now the Pirates won tonight. They finished off the Phillies 4-1. Francisco Liriano got the win tonight, beat A.J. Burnett. So the Brewers need a win to remain a game and a half behind the Pirates for that second wild card spot. Brewers would be 2 games behind the Pirates in the loss column. Cardinals lost earlier today. A Brewer win tonight would bring them within 4 of St. Louis. The Reds beat the Cardinals 1-0 behind Johnny Cueto. He beat Lance Lynn. Ramirez goes down quickly on 3 pitches.
98 on that fastball. Reaching back, blowing it right by Ramirez off the outside corner.
Ryan Braun in our Southwest Airlines non-stoppable play got it started the right way tonight. In the second inning to lead off the inning, went deep up into the Toyota territory.
Nice short stroke for Ryan. That long bat, that good leverage. He stands tall and jumping off his bat out of the ballpark. That was a good start for the crew today.
19th homer, 79 RBIs for Braun. And it was career homer number 230 for Braun, which ties him with Prince Fielder, second all time. Robin Yount is the franchise leader. He's at 251, Braun at 230. Dyson gave up a homer last night to Matt Clark. And Clark has homered again tonight. Had a solo shot in the 4th. That came with 1 out. Powerball home run leaderboard. Chris Davis still the club leader. Not in the starting lineup tonight. Renicky saying dealing with a little tightness in his forearm. Right to Echeverria, and that'll start a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. So Dyson works a scoreless 7th. We go to the 8th. Brewers lead 4-0. Scary night. Giancarlo Stanton hit in the face with a fastball from Mike Fiers. That was actually called a strike. The next pitch to the pinch hitter after Stanton was taken out on a stretcher. Reed Johnson hit. That was also called a strike. Casey McGee comes out barking at the umpires. And then Garrett Jones comes out looking for Mike Fiers. Bench is cleared. Umpires did a good job restoring order in that particular scenario. Kellogg issued warnings to both teams, and then with Carlos Gomez at the plate in the 6th inning and 2 outs, DeSclafani hits Gomez and Jeff Kellogg ejected him, and the acting manager, bench coach Rob Leary.
In a game like this, 4 ejections for the Marlins, and it's not often that you have 4 ejections on one team, none on the other. Kind of interesting the way this thing has all played out tonight.
Well, Mark Reynolds over at third base. That can't be a good sign. Aramis Ramirez just struck out. He looked bad doing it, and you wonder if he's all right. Sophia's down there. We'll try to find out if anything's up with Aramis Ramirez. Unusual that he'd be taken out of a game here. It's only 4-0.
Plus, he's a heck of a defender over at third base. You don't take your good defense out when you have a lead.
Solano against Will Smith. Smith got the final out of the 6th, or rather the 7th, striking out Yelich. Facing Solano here in the 8th.
A much different look to this batting order with Stanton and McGee both out.
McGee and Redmond were ejected in that exchange, as Smith knocks it down and makes the ball came out of the glove of Clark. Man, oh man.
That's an E3. That's a good throw by Will.
Well, you can't open the door here. Smith,
not sure what happened there. That was a good throw, just missed it. Never had it in his glove. Hit him on the thumb of the glove, and that'll be an E3.
And by all reports, and what we've been told from those who saw him play in AAA with the Nashville Sounds. He's a good defender at third base. He just flat missed that one.
And perhaps wasn't expecting such a hard throw to him.
Ground ball. Reynolds cuts it off to second for one, and Jeanette bails out. A good idea. Johnson would have certainly beaten it.
Coming in with a purpose over there at second base.
5-4 on the putout. Johnson reaches on a fielder's choice.
Pretty good range for Mark Reynolds right here. Able to get down, get a decent throw off, and look at Solano. He's looking to put Scooter Gennett into left field.
Good hard slide. Gennett does the right thing. No chance he's going to turn two there. So here's Ed Lucas, who came in for Casey McGee after McGee was ejected. He swings at the first pitch. Gennett going back. He's got it for out number 2. Take it back to our Carsoup.com trivia. The 3 pitchers in MLB history to have 5 seasons with 40 or more saves. And you got K-Rod, who got his 40th last night. Trevor Hoffman, Mariano Rivera. How about that? Those 3. Rivera's number 1 on the all-time saves list. Trevor Hoffman number 2, both with 600 plus.
2 of them guaranteed going into the Hall of Fame.
No question. Runner at first with 2 away for Ozuna. In the air to right, well hit. Back is Braun, and that one is gone. Marcell Ozuna again. He has homered in every game of this series. And against Milwaukee, he's homered in 5 in a row.
Yeah, just a nice short stroke, and all of a sudden the Marlins are showing some life, only down by 2 runs now. That guy's got some incredible power. My goodness. Check it out. Fastball down the middle. Nice easy swing. The one thing you could say about Ozuna, he does not overswing. And that baseball just jumps off his bat. And we have got ourselves a ball game here at Miller Park.
(4-2). The Brewers lead cut in half with 1 swing of the bat. Ozuna with his 23rd homer. Garrett Jones takes a strike from Smith.
2 unearned runs.
After that pitch, Ron Renicky springs out of the dugout. I don't know if he's. It has to probably do with pitch selection.
Yeah.
Well, he came right out immediately. That was not a visit to make a change. There's nobody warming in the bullpen.
Another fastball. It's been 3 straight fastballs to Garrett Jones. That one right down the middle of the plate.
Now, if you're Garrett Jones, what are you looking for here? 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Breaking ball.
He gets one and he strikes out. So Smith gets out of the inning, but a 2-run homer by Ozuna has tightened it up. It is 4-2 Milwaukee.
Stanton, but the real story of this game was when Giancarlo Stanton was hit by a pitch in the face by Mike Fiers in the 5th inning. He was attended to on the field, and we have an update from the Marlins clubhouse that he did suffer a facial laceration. He was taken to a local hospital where he is having x-rays and a CT scan performed, and we'll hopefully get updates later in the night as to how those results come out. So the Marlins clubhouse saying Stan had a facial laceration. Brian?
All right, Sophia, thanks. Appreciate the reporting, and we'll keep tabs on that. Mike Dunn, hard-throwing left-hander. 69th appearance of the season for Mike Dunn. The Brewers have a 2-run lead here at the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah, worked a couple of nights ago and retired the only batter that he faced. That was a strikeout in that particular game. And he is legitimately and mid to upper 90s left-hander.
Brett Butler, who is the acting manager right now, third base coach, after the manager and the bench coach ejected tonight. A couple of lefties coming up here for the Brewers. Parra, then Clark. Those 2 runs will be unearned against Will Smith. The error by Clark allowing the first base runner to reach. And a strike to Parra. 0-2 the count. I have to figure this is a night when Renicky does not want to use Broxton after pitching in 4 consecutive games. Normally it's Broxton who pitches the 8th. But Smith is the one to get the Brewers through that 8th inning.
Yep, and K-Rod getting loose as we speak.
Miami will have the bottom of their order coming up in the 9th inning. Echeverria, Mathis, have a pinch hitter for the pitcher, all scheduled to hit as Parra strikes out. So Clark took a step to the plate. He's being called back now. And Ricky Weeks will pinch hit. So Renicky is going to play the matchup here. So Weeks will bat. Back to Matt Clark. He's in our shining moment, brought to you by the Marshfield Clinic. Homering in consecutive games. This was last night, just out of the reach of Stanton.
Yep, fastball in, and tonight fastball away, and takes it to the opposite field. So showing that he hits it where it's pitched with some pretty good pop.
Well, Clark is done for the night. Ricky Weeks batting with 1 out, nobody on. And 2 the count.
Pretty good breaking pitch. 96 with the fastball before that last pitch, and then the slider down and in.
And a called strike 3 done. On the inside corner, strikes out Ricky Weeks. Out number 2, back-to-back Ks. Matchup didn't matter to Dunn. Well, the Reds are coming in. They're probably already here after their 1-0 win over the Cardinals today. Latos, Holmberg, and Leake on the mound for Cincinnati. The Brewers will counter with Loesch, Gallardo, Garza. The 3 veteran right-handers on the mound are Miller Lite. What's on tap? Get it started tomorrow night. Segura with 2 away. Marlins have used 4 relievers tonight. The Brewers have used 3. Jeffress, Kinsler, and Smith. After Fires went 5 innings and 8 strikeouts. Segura slashes 1 foul. 1-2 the count. Hector Gomez will hit next. Figure Gomez will be coming in anyway. I'm assuming that would be the play for Renicky. Move Reynolds over to first base. Have Gomez play third. Save situation at this point. Frankie Rodriguez trying to save back-to-back games. Brewers jumped out to a 4-0 lead. Scored runs in the second, third, and fourth. Had a 2-run fourth.
Marlins bullpen's been pretty good tonight. Brewers have not been able to put up a run against the bullpen.
DeSclafani, Jennings, Dyson, and now Dunn. DeSclafani was ejected after he hit Gomez. Jennings came in, faced the 1 batter. Dyson worked a scoreless inning, and Dunn working here in the 8th. And Segura strikes out, and Mike Dunn strikes out the side. So here we go. 9th inning. Frankie Rodriguez on to try to nail it down and earn a series split.
The Brewers with the lead going to the 9th inning now. We are getting set for Brewers Live postgame coming up. Lots to talk about. One of our talking points, our AT&T Uverse Rewind, is Carlos Gomez's night.
That's right. Carlos had a big night. He's been on base 4 times, had a double, scored a run. It's good to see that energy back in the lineup, at the top of that lineup, since he's been back healthy.
Brewers trying to go for 2 wins in a row here. We'll also be taking a look at that bizarre and unfortunate 5th inning as well. Going to hear hopefully from both managers, Mike Redmond and Ron Renicky, as well, coming up on Brewers Live postgame. Get inside the clubhouse as well. Hope to catch up with Mike Fiers. Just a bizarre game here. Just when you think you've seen it all, you haven't. That's the game of baseball. Let's see if K-Rod can close it out, Brian.
All right, Craig and Davey, thanks. Columbia St. Mary's save tracker. K-Rod got his 40th last night. And sitting on a 2-run lead here in the 9th.
And the bottom of the order to deal with. 7, 8, and the pitcher spot.
Looks like Saltalamacchia will hit next. You got Echeverria leading off. And on the ground, Segura lays out, spins, throws, and it is in time. What a play!
That's a great way to start this inning. I'll tell you, he's back. He is back. I don't know what it was, but he is back playing defense again. Making those plays like he did throughout most of the season this year. He had to be quick to get up and make the throw because Hetzemaria runs pretty well. And a good stretch by Reynolds.
Heck of a play right there. Gene Segura for the first out of the inning.
What a different look at the inning with that play.
So one away. Here is Saltalamacchia pinch hitting for Mathis. Brewers put a shift on for Saltalamacchia, expecting him to pull the ball on the ground in the infield. Segura has made some highlight reel plays with the glove this entire homestand.
Not sure what it was, but he's back to playing some very good baseball at a high level, both at the plate and in the field.
See the changes for the Brewers. One ball, one strike.
K-Rod's been having a tough time, or a difficult time, controlling or commanding that curveball. Last few outings. Hasn't been able to throw one for a strike yet tonight.
Swing and a miss. 2-2. Jeff Baker is on deck. Looks like he'll hit in the pitcher spot. Brewers lead by 2. And Saltalamacchia hits it a mile high out to Gomez. And Frankie Rodriguez has retired the first 2 batters. 2 up, 2 down in the 9th. Marlins down to their last hitter, and it's going to be Jeff Baker, who's been a very good pinch hitter this year. A lot of those pinch hit at bats coming against lefties. Hitting .333 off the bench. He does have a homer and 9 RBIs.
And Zach Duke struck him out a couple of nights ago in a pinch hitting opportunity with the bases loaded.
Two outs. Up and in. Marlins have seen all those they can handle tonight.
Right. Yep.
Marlins are headed to Philadelphia. They're going to have to leave their MVP candidate here, I would imagine. Stand at a local hospital. Last time the Brewers won back-to-back games, August 24th and 25th. They won the final game of the Pittsburgh series at Miller Park, won the opener of the Padres series in San Diego. Looking for their second win in as many nights as Baker swings and misses. 1-2 to count. Marcell Ozuna, a 2-run homer in the 8th inning, came with 2 outs to bring the Marlins within 2. Frankie Rodriguez trying to leave the tying run on deck. Marlins down to their last strike. 1-2 the count with 2 away. Got him. A strikeout. Lucroy puts the tag on him, and the ball game is over. The Brewers win. A 4-2 final. Mike Fiers